Oh, deceptive, deceiving, disingenuous Donald Trump. You know, car salesman, soothsayer, snake oil salesman, has stepped in it again, but in this breaking story, he stepped in a bear trap with the active military. Whoopsie poop. I have a funny feeling that a lot of the holiday card sentiment Trump's going to get this year might just say, but how could you? And yet I sit here, shocked and amazed in a way that Trump supporters are still actually surprised when this man says one thing and does the complete opposite. Because we have to remember, Donald Trump has already shown the American people this for 4 years. Why do they think he's changed? Why? I mean, this is a guy who said this.
I have the best people. I have the best people.
Your Vice President, Mike Pence, is running against you. Your Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, she's running against you. Your former Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, said he's not supporting you. You mentioned National Security Advisor John Bolton. He's not supporting you either. You mentioned Attorney General Bill Barr, says you shouldn't be president again. Calls you a consummate narcissist and troubled man. You recently called Barr a gutless pig. Your second Defense Secretary is not supporting you. Called you irresponsible. Called your White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, weak and ineffective and born with a very small brain. You called your acting White House Chief of Staff, Mick Mulvaney, a born loser. You called your first Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, dumb as a rock. And your first Defense Secretary, James Mattis, the world's most overrated general. You called your White House Press Secretary, Kayleigh Canadian, milquetoast. And multiple times you've referred to your Transportation Secretary, Elaine Chao, as Mitch McConnell's China-loving wife. So, why did you hire all of them in the first place?
Because I hired 10 to 1 that were fantastic.
And then he said this.
We're going to use our best people. I want the best people.
We don't want people that are B-level, C-level, D-level. We have to get our absolute best.
I know the best people. I know the best managers. I know the best deal makers.
You need people that are truly, truly capable.
We're going to deliver. We're going to get the best people in the world. It's a sophisticated chess match, but I have the best people lined up.
And of course, he knows it all, especially when it comes to the military, right?
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
Yeah, Donald Trump knows more than the generals. And in this breaking story, it may be a problem that he has so much hubris and arrogance when it comes to the pick he just made and how it's gone over with the Secretary of the Navy. Here it is.
You deceived millions of us. Trump fans tell him they're outraged over latest move. Some of Donald Trump's fans are outraged about his latest move involving the Navy. According to posts on the former and incoming president's social media, Trump late Tuesday took to his Truth Social to announce several new picks, including Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, who was tapped to serve as director of the National Institutes of Health. Trump also announced another pick, John Phelan, the co-founder and chairman of Rugger Management LLC, a private investment firm based in Palm Beach, Florida, to be United States Secretary of the Navy. His record of success speaks for itself, a true champion of American enterprise and ingenuity. Trump wrote, adding, John's intelligence and leadership are unmatched. That decision didn't sit well with some of Trump's fans. A user identified as @writer Janine, who shares pro-Trump content and supported former GOP lawmaker Matt Gaetz as Attorney General, said this one is an odd pick, unless he's going to be a businessman breaking through logjams in the supply chain. No military experience. Feels like you're rewarding a friend/donor, so will need a better explanation, the user added. Another user, @Shocker, shares pro-Trump content and identifies as a Navy vet and a constitutional conservative patriot. That user wrote, a C pick. As a veteran of the U.S. Navy, I want a sailor in charge. Not some Wall Street billionaire with zero military experience. You got this wrong, BJT. @Crit, who shares pro-Trump memes on Truth Social, asked, why? This guy has zero military service. @Adonis Women Upstream, who shares Trump's post directly and shares pro-Fox News content, said, I did not read any Navy service or experience. A self-identified Trump voter identified as @Kelsey said, Del, you are selling out the Navy to traitors. Every pick you keep making is dooming our nation and God is P-. The user added, you deceived millions of U.S. God's children out of our vote, and your deceit curses this nation.
Honestly, I don't know what to make of where we are. It's not even Thanksgiving, much less the end of the year, much less the inauguration, much less Trump's first 100 days. I do not know how any of these folks are going to perform, but if you were putting together a team in any sport, this looks worse than the old school movie, The Bad News Bears. I can only hope for the American people it's not as bad as it seems. But when the people of the military start turning on the people you have to lead them, you're in big trouble, especially when it's the Navy, because the Navy is one of the outfits and the branch of government who gives a ride to all those others, the Army, the Marines, to get us places we have to go to defend our freedom. Folks, hang in there, stay strong, and stay frosty.